day. I'll just tidy it up a wee bit. Right, so that's her nice and tidied up. Well, tidied up to a certain degree. I don't want to go any further because shouldn't have shown you this side. The side's very messy. I don't want to go any further because I don't want to actually undermine the stability of it. So now's the moment of truth. We're going to take it out of the ground and see what she looks like. Well, I have to say, despite all my kind of giving off about it, it appears to have been somewhat of a success. There's quite a lot of quite big holes in it that little fish will be able to swim out of, but I'm not too concerned about that. If we were using this for actually catching fish to eat, we'd only want to eat the bigger ones anyway. So what I need to do is make a sort of a cone or a funnel to go into the entrance there. And the idea of this is that little fish will be able to swim in and they'll not be able to find their way out. It's a bit like a lobster pot or a crab pot. You might have to plug a couple of holes up at the very top. But yeah, pleased enough with that. It took a long time. It took me about a day to do this, but I am not an accomplished basket maker at all, as you can probably see. I used about 80 branches of hazel. I've gone into this, and I think that's more due to my mistakes than anything else. But yeah, so we tidy it up. I want to tidy up the top here a wee bit, then we'll make the funnel, and then we'll go down the lake and see does it work. So there is the finished trap. Yeah, it's not too bad. It doesn't turn out too bad. You can just see the scale of the dogs there. It's a wee bit bigger than what I had initially planned. I got the cone finished off on the inside. Oh, ready. So you can see that's in there. So the idea is that the little fish can swim in and they're happy enough, and they can't swim out again, they can't find their way out. There's been a bit of a change to the plan. I've been down by the lake that I was going to go on, and I was testing the depth of the water, and it's not that deep for a trap this size. I kind of made it a wee bit bigger than I initially had planned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to a local pier, and we're going to set it over the high tide and see can we catch anything from the sea. If anything, hopefully we get a few crabs or something like that. Might get a fish, never know. Might work, might not work. Okay, so we'll catch you at the seaside. So here we are in Ardglass, County Down, at the very end of the pier. Some of you might know Ardglass is a very historic little town, a very historic and important medieval fishing port. The Queen was excavated here in the 1990s under the direction of Mark Gardner, and it's well worth a visit if you're up this way. There's a couple of very fine tower houses still standing in the town, and the golf course has the oldest reused building in Ireland. It dates to the early 15th century. So, got the trap here. I don't know if you can see it all right through there, but I've hung some mackerel fillets just as a little bit of bait. I'm going to tie a bit of rope to it. I'm going to chuck it over there. High tide is due in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm going to throw it in and tie it off, and then come back first thing in the morning and check to see do we have anything. Hopefully the trap will still be there. I'm not sure about the strength of the tide here. We are quite sheltered here, so we should be alright. But there is a chance that the trap might end up over in Scotland. I'm not sure if it does, it does. So I'll tie the rope on and then I'll come back to you. Well, there's a problem. It would appear that she floats. I put a length of lead piping in there. Obviously it's not enough to weigh it down. So I'm going to have to go and have a look for some rocks or something like that to try and add a bit more weight to it. Okie doke. Well, hello everybody. That was a wee bit of a disaster. Who would have thought that something made of wood would actually float? I did put some weight, some iron or lead pipe into the fish basket, but it obviously wasn't enough given the amount of hazel that I had used in the construction. And because we were on a pier, I had a good look around and couldn't find any stones to put into the fish, so it was a bit of a failure. I don't have time at the minute, but I will give it another go, and I'll put the results up on the Archaeology of Queens Facebook page. Well, at least we made the trap, and we did try it out to a certain extent, and it did look good. Although that trap, I think, would have had more of a chance of catching seagulls than it did of catching fish. Obviously our Mesolithic ancestors remembered that wood floats, and I'm going to take measures to combat that. But sure, that's what this whole program was about. It's about learning from your mistakes and ultimately trying to remember the fundamental laws of nature that wood floats. It is a wee bit disappointing given the amount of time and stress that went into making that. As I say, I'm not a very accomplished basket maker, as you can probably see from the state of the trap. But you know, we'll live with our disappointment and we'll try it again, and we'll put the results up on the Facebook page. So just watch this space. But give it a go yourself. You know, I got stressed myself, but like it is good crack doing it. Okay.